So we're here at the London International Film Festival 2018. I'm here with writer and director Otwin Biernat, who's come over from Austria. He's here with his project Point of View. So firstly, congratulations on your nominations. And
thank you very much.
Thanks for being here. So for those that aren't aware, Otwin, tell us a little bit of the narrative of what Point of View is all about.
Yeah, hello, I'm happy to be here. First of all, Point of View is a film that's shot out of a perspective of one of the characters, like one of the main characters actually. It's a family drama, and the way how I wanted to tell the story in a way that the audience is kind of involved, like is kind of almost like part of the story.
They're an extra character, yeah.
As an extra character, so that's why I chose to shoot the film out of the perspective of a character within the film. Like in that case, it's the mother. Like it's about, and the film is more or less in the first 80 minutes. It's a real-time drama, family drama, like, which means that there is no visible cut in the first 80 minutes.
Right.
And everything what happens is like a normal family gathering. It's kind of similar, probably. You know, it's like it's a slow film. Like usually the modern films they have a lot of cuts,
yeah, and everything going in, yeah.
And I wanted to go into the opposite and make it quite realistic and like how it is usually when you come together and celebrate the 65th birthday of your father.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like you just get the little trivial. Oh, someone's just dropped to drinks. Oh, just the everyday bits, rather than say cutting it and then making a bit of a mashup. It makes it real because everyone's had a situation like that. Everyone's had the family gathering. Everyone knows, oh, where's this person now? Oh, who's sat on the sofa? Who so I can get off your phone? Or all these little making it real.
And especially I think most of the families know, like it's not always a total harmonic family. You know, it's like there are always some kind of things that someone gets annoyed. And some conflicts, and I wanted to show it out of the perspective of the mother, and at the beginning you don't really know why some people try to ignore her or are maybe angry at her, but within the movie
obviously
the story
as the
gets
development
told,
comes on. Is this obviously the concept, and we briefly mentioned off camera, of telling it through the point of view is something similar to a British audience because it's similar to a TV show, Peep Show. Mm-hmm. Is this concept and idea something that you've had for a little while, or when did the development of I want to create this film, and obviously having done short films previously, to then for your first feature film be what is a slow sort of just it's almost could be a documentary, just sticking a camera in a house for a party. So tell us about the idea and the development.
It's the idea actually I had when I wrote the idea. I know Peep Show now. When I had the idea of the film, I heard of Peep Show, but I didn't know that they were talking to the camera as well. So I saw the TV series afterwards,
right?
Because someone told me that this series exists, and it's quite kind of similar. Like they also talk to the camera. So it was later. I had the idea with the no cut I had actually because I was in Hamburg and I played theater there.
Right.
And I played together with some actors, and I wrote the story while I was because I'm an actor too.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
While I was playing theater, and then I thought actually in theater there are also no cuts.
Rather than acts, isn't it?
So I already had my cast as well. I knew what actors I want to involve, and so I kind of wrote it within 3 months, the story with the actors already. And
when did you, obviously recent new project, was this 2016, 2015, or when did the idea?
Now it was I think I started writing in 2015 in autumn.
Right.
And it was finished in January 2016, and I started shooting in May.
Right.
And before I did 2 months rehearsals with the actors. Because my main character, who plays the father in the film, that's a very interesting story. He used to be, he's an actor, and but he had a break of like 30 years with film.
Right.
Because he was a teacher as well. He became a teacher.
So become an acting lecturer or?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
And no, a teacher, school teacher.
Oh, so it wasn't in anything to performing arts, it was just...
Yeah. So he was playing theater as well, side projects, but he was mainly a teacher, and he was teaching me. He was one of my first teachers when in school.
Right.
So, and I met him like 30 years later in Hamburg, because he comes from Hamburg, he's from Germany, and he kind of, for him, he wanted to go back to acting, and we were talking, and we had some ideas together, and that's actually how I wrote my story with him in the.
So that was just developed from him to come in. So
yeah,
you wrote exactly knowing, and that's always good to do. If you've, sometimes people would have the character and then they've got to cast it, whereas you wrote the character based on him.
Yeah, on him, and also on the other actors that are involved. Like there are 5 actors involved, and I knew already who is going to play.
Did they work for free?
Yes, we have a contract that they are going to get, if we win, get some money in with distribution or something like, and some prizes that we share.
Then that's where their payday will come afterwards.
Exactly,
Again, that's good, because otherwise you would have had to get the funds together first of all to then pay your actors. So it's nice that they're going to obviously.
Yeah, and for them, except of 2 actors, the other ones they haven't played in movies before,
Right. Okay. So
so for them it was new as well, but they were really well trained, because we played so much together. I already knew how to work with them, and we worked very intense, and they did a really good job. So and now they're also nominated at some festivals for acting.
Good for them to then obviously
really
think, actually, I can obviously do this and develop. So just going obviously back to then the story, because it's a comedy mixed with a bit of drama, a lot of drama, mixed with then a bit of mystery, and obviously although you're immersed as the audience becomes a character, as it were, obviously looking in directly, it's still obviously just the way the script develops. Was that something easy to do, like continually thinking about the audience and how they would feel? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know. The point is, when I wrote it, it was really like it just came out. It was really quick and clear, and the next idea came.
Right.
It built up. I mean, I knew already where I wanted to go. It's like when I start writing, I've got the points. Yeah,
right.
I'm starting here. I want to go there, but it's kind of while I was writing, it kind of changed. Like some other points were included, some other points I took out. I think the difficult thing was after it was written to change it. I changed it like many times, and to go through it again and think about it, and then this is too long, and maybe this someone doesn't understand. So, and then go through it with the actors is another thing.
So was this 3 months? So you're making the tweaks after 3 months, or during a 3-month period you're writing it? Did you immerse yourself in it and just everything? Were you doing any other projects at the time, or? No,
I was only playing theater.
Right.
Like I was playing a lot of theater shows, performances, like per day, sometimes 3 performances.
Right. And where was this in Hamburg?
It was in Hamburg, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I had my laptop always with me, and I was with really in backstage. Seriously,
really?
I really sat down and wrote.
So if it was this isn't my scene, you're going around the back and you're going da 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 da. Oh God, I can't get back out now.
Yeah, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear and now you have to go back up.
So what were you doing? Obviously jumping off and going away from point of view and looking at yourself. So your background, obviously working in acting, that as well. What were you doing? What was the stage shows? What was the theatre that you were doing in Hamburg?
I played in that theatre. It was we played some Midsummer Night Dream for young audience.
Right. Okay.
At the beginning, then we also made some other like the Storm from Shakespeare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
it's weird. If I had to guess, I'd say you've got the Shakespearean look about you. So yeah, I would have said if it was theatre, I could imagine it was something along those lines.
Yeah.
And is that to you? This actor that's obviously in your film was your first teacher when you could get into acting then?
No, actually, when he was my teacher, when I was like 6-7 years old. He was my class teacher.
Right. Okay.
So and the way how he taught us was actually he did a performance. That's why I loved him. He was my
Right, he
favorite
was the
teacher at
one
that age
yeah.
because he taught us French as well, and he was always like, I saw everything what he was talking about. It like when he was talking about like some cooking, some food in French, the French words, I saw already like the food he was talking about because he
was able to create
performed
a
it.
performance.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
always, that's a way which I actually learn myself as well. Rather than someone can talk and talk and talk, but
Yeah.
actually I learn better from seeing a performance. And,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think especially as a child, it's like if I think you have to learn it in a practical way,
Yeah.
not in a theoretical way by thinking of the word. I think if someone really performs it, it's a different way of learning.
Yeah, that's obviously a way to
Yeah.
stick. So going back now, jumping around, back to point of view and obviously the location and being inside obviously the family home as it were. With the cameraman, so I just want to actually, was it a camera that was placed on the actress or was it just the cameraman that was then having to...
It was me.
Oh.
It was me who filmed it with a DJI Osmo
Right.
X2. Yeah.
So it's literally just sat on you. So then where was the actual environment? Was that a place that you rented or a friend's house?
It was the place of one of the actors.
Right.
Their holiday home. I
Right.
wanted to shoot it on the East Sea, north, like on the Danish border.
Right.
And in a small, really little small village called Westerholz, or Dollerupholz.
Right.
And that's where we basically got
Because
this
there's some nice scenic
this
shots
house.
as well. There's nice,
Yeah.
obviously, beautiful location
Yeah.
and just the house. And that was the
beautiful.
bit I was thinking, if you don't know the house, you need to do a proper assessment because you don't want to be, oh no, we've got to do that scene again, I've just bumped into a chair. I mean, was that...
Absolutely, it happened. It happened many times, and also with the like some places too dark, and because I changed the locations within the house. So it was at the beginning. We did rehearsals also in some other. We were not all the time in this house when we
Right.
did the rehearsals.
Right.
We just had a plan of the house, and then I thought like, okay, here's going to happen this. Then we went up there. I had a look at the location. Then confirmed kind of or changed some things.
Right.
And I don't know how many. I think we just 1 month we were there at the actual location to
Really,
did
just in there,
rehearsals, but really intense, like with the
I
actors.
can imagine, yeah, because they're all
Yeah.
just sat in there, and again, it's going to be cables everywhere. It's just going
Yeah.
to be, say, the lighting, and if you then want to move around,
Yeah.
and because it was like theatre and the one long take with
Yeah.
zero cuts, it's going to be, we're going to be here, you're then going to be moving there. I've got to make sure this lighting's right, and 'cause all of
Yeah.
a sudden it's, so people might look and think, well, it's easy if you're just telling a story, but yeah, it's a lot more.
Oh my God, the biggest challenge was the technical point. I mean, of course, for the actors, it's also really because they really had to cook and all this,
Yeah.
And it's a lot of concentration, to like for a 23 minutes without cut, that everything works together. It's really difficult. But the technical challenge was massive.
Yeah.
From the sound, everyone had a clip-on mic, and if you hear the noise, you break
Just
up.
in.
And the first 2 days, like I couldn't use. I shot the film in 8 days,
I was going to, yeah, so just over a week. Wow.
and I only used 3 days, because
wow.
the problem we had, like at the beginning, the equipment we rent from Hamburg,
Right.
2 mics didn't work,
No way.
2 microphones. The first they worked, and then they had like blackouts, so we couldn't. I only could shoot things with less than where I only had like.
Just was in it.
Yeah,
I mean,
couldn't-
we have those issues here doing bits, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we either. But when you're doing a project, you think, right, we've done that. Let's go and look in post and have a look and see
Yeah.
what we've got. And you're looking and going. So you had enough footage from the 3 days, obviously, to then.
Yeah, at the end, it got better and better, and also because the weather changed. In some in the living room, for example, it's a totally different light when it's like at the end it was raining, and at the beginning it was totally sunny.
Because that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. Continuity.
Yeah,
That's the issue there.
it
so
is the
obviously,
issue. Yeah, it was.
if
It was
you're doing it where people are doing films based over however long, obviously, whether it's a 3-week event or like TV shows like 24, which was your way of 24, yeah. Kiefer Sutherland, the
Yeah,
TV,
yeah, I know.
So that
yeah.
like defined a new genre of TV where it was all set and each episode was an hour in the day. But
Yeah.
it's a continuity, and I was going to say with yours, it is going to be a case of oh no, it was sunny yesterday, and now we're doing this scene again, and it's
Yeah.
darker and it's raining.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you have to just accept that if things are happening, or did you just think we can't do it now because of the weather, or?
We also had to wait, and then because I always wanted to start it kind of the same time. I always made like per day a run through, you know, like always with like at the first 80 minutes at 5 cuts, and the cuts are always on the same point where you don't see them because I wanted to hide the cuts.
Right. Okay.
And so we made every day we made one run through, and always after the cut there was a small break. Then we continued from there again. Continued from there because I had on the second day had some other technical issues, which was everyone recommended me, like the cameraman I was talking to recommended me use the DJI Osmo because it's stabilizing really well.
Yeah, which is what you needed on.
Exactly, and it's small, you know, it's like in a small space it's perfect. But it creates after 4 gigabytes. I want to shoot it in 4K. After 4 gigabytes, it creates a new clip in the timeline.
No.
And when I watched the footage on the second day, there was a cut. Like there were some frames left after 4 gigabytes.
Right.
Which means like after 9 minutes, on 4K, there's a cut.
Right.
And I had to change the whole.
That's unexpected. That's a technical control.
And no one told you that, and it was nowhere written in the internet. So I don't know if they fixed it now with the DJI Osmo, hopefully, because usually in a GoPro there is no frame left between the clips. So I had to change actually some even the script I had to change when I gonna do the cut. So I decided because I wanted to shoot it without cut.
You've done so much. That's the thing, obviously, and that was obviously from the start. You're like, I want to do this project. I want to make it as real as possible. I don't have any cuts.
Yeah.
That was your choice. Yet the tech and the issues made it so you had no choice.
Yeah.
So then you've gone back through, and obviously for all your good planning, you've then obviously had to change and adjust. So
so I shot with full HD, 1080, and so the cut was on 23 minutes. Around that, so I said like, okay, 5 cuts to be safe. I make 5 cuts, and the person goes upstairs and they're going to do the cut somewhere else.
Just to go around there.
Yeah.
Being critical about your work, is there anything that you would change about it, or like that's just honest? Is there anything you look at now and go, look, if I'm being open and honest, then this, or do you think it's a perfect, completed, polished article which people need to pick up now? Because
I think my film is totally perfect. I think it's the best ever made. No, of course not. I mean, I saw this film 100 times.
Yeah.
And every time, the more you see it, the more you think like, oh my God, this. I think it's the more you see it, the less you can see it anymore because it's so much you would change.
Yeah.
I think a film will never be perfect.
That's right. Even big film. I mean, one thing I would say, it's got a really good runtime, which for commercial and actual distribution, which is something which you are looking for. Sometimes you can see a film which is 95, 100. I mean, nowadays Hollywood cinema, 2-hour films years ago would be seen as long. Now it's expected to have a 2-hour film, but it's just under an hour now. It's about, was it just over 120?
85.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a runtime which actually people can sit, watch. It's not, there's scenes that aren't just there for the sake of it, and it does work. And it's different. It's not something, again, Peep Show, just referring back to, is a British TV show, was brand new concept which nobody had seen before, and it won loads and loads of awards, etc. Whereas then, now you've got sort of a film concept which is the everyday family life. Obviously then, on the narrative, looking back over the family conflicts, which everyone has. Everyone can relate to that. Yeah. And that's just a nice bit.
Thank you. Yeah. That's why I wanted to do that, because I think everyone has got a family, and no family is kind of is perfect, It's like everyone has conflicts and the film, of course, there's so much that can be better, but it's the way from what perspective you see it again, the point of view. If I see like, okay, this could be better. Oh my God, I can't see it anymore. This could be better. Then you
never would have finished it.
You pull yourself down. I would have changed it all the time.
Exactly.
You never would have finished it. But if you see it from that perspective, that you say like, okay, I know for the next time I'm gonna make this different. I'm gonna make this. It's a learning process, and I think you only learn from mistakes.
That's the way to
otherwise,
be. And in terms of, it's your first as mentioned, worked on other projects. It's your first feature film, step away from shorts. I think it's a great success. I think it's something which people should see, whether or not they're close with their family or whether or not they have got family conflicts. It's something a bit different, something you can immerse yourself in. And actually, they might look at it and think it's quite a simple narrative in terms or setup. It's not all explosions and that, but it's a hell of a lot harder to make.
Yeah,
that's what I think. People may not give
too.
it the credit that it's due because it's not multiple locations. It's not fast-moving cars. It's not action sequences. It's not fight scenes that are being choreographed. You're having to choreograph the setup in there. So. No, thanks so much for bringing it to London, and obviously wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Maria, ich danke dir.
Sie sind Psychologin, richtig?
Therapeut.
Weißt du, manchmal ist es besser, sich den Problemen zu stellen.
Mama,
Das mag schon sein, aber mir hat die Flucht geholfen.
Du wurdest als angehender Star am Sängerhimmel stumm.
Ein kleines Glück, das hätte ich gern. Ein kleines Glück.
Im Angesicht der Tatsache, dass wir alle hier heute beisammen sind,
Das mich lächeln macht.
weißt du was, Mama, weißt du was? Ich hasse dich.
ich muss dazu betonen, dass ich der glücklichste Mensch auf Erden bin. Denn ich habe eine Familie, die mich liebt. Eine treue Ehefrau, die immer an meiner Seite steht. Maria, lass dich nicht unterkriegen. Du hast doch Ohren, du hörst doch die Musik.